You know that weird panic you feel when you're scrolling social media at 2 a.m., watching everyone else build something while you're just existing? That hollow feeling isn't laziness. It's your future self screaming at you because you're burning the most valuable decade you'll ever have. Your 20s aren't a warm-up round. They're the foundation. And most people realize they built on sand when it's way too late to start over. Here's the truth. 5 decisions you make before 30 will determine 80% of your life satisfaction later. Not 10, not 20, 5. And most people sleepwalk through all of them. I'm breaking down exactly what actually compounds in value, what's secretly destroying your trajectory, and what you need to lock in before this window slams shut. Let's get into it. Decision 1. Your skill stack, not your job title. Stop chasing impressive-sounding jobs. Start building skills that multiply each other's value. Your job title means nothing. Your skill combinations mean everything. Here's what you do. Pick one hard skill that makes money, one that involves people, and one that's creative. Software engineer, who can write? Accountant, who understands marketing? Therapist who builds online courses? These combinations create unique value that companies will pay massive premiums for. You become unreplicatable. Your brain at 24 absorbs skills twice as fast as it will at 40. You've got neuroplasticity on your side right now, but it's draining like a battery. Every year you wait, learning gets harder. You can pick up a new skill in 6 months right now that would take you 2 years to learn at 45. So choose your stack deliberately. Don't just take whatever job appears. Ask, what am I actually getting better at? If you're 3 years into a job and haven't added a new skill to your arsenal, you're not building, you're treading water. And treading water in your 20s means drowning in your 40s. The people crushing it at 35? They spent their 20s collecting abilities like weapons. The people struggling? They collected paychecks and job titles that evaporated. Decision 2. Who you're binding your life to. Your romantic partner will influence your trajectory more than your career choice. Full stop. This isn't romantic. It's mathematical. You're choosing someone who will either amplify your ambition or quietly kill it. Someone who will either support your weirdest ideas or make you feel stupid for having them. You're selecting the person whose emotional patterns will become your daily weather for decades. Here's what matters. Do they make you more ambitious or more comfortable? Do they celebrate your wins or subtly undermine them? When you talk about a big goal, do they ask how they can help or list reasons it won't work? Do they have their own momentum, or are they waiting for you to provide it? The wrong partner will cost you millions in unrealized potential. Not exaggerating. You'll dim yourself down to avoid conflict. You'll skip opportunities because they're not us people. You'll spend emotional energy managing their insecurity instead of building something meaningful. And here's the brutal part. You probably already know if you're with the wrong person. That voice in your head making excuses for them? That's cognitive dissonance, trying to protect you from admitting you're off track. Choose someone growing in the same direction at the same speed. Not perfect, not easy, but aligned. Everything else is negotiable. Direction isn't. Decision 3. The city and network you're building in. Geography is destiny. Your city determines who you randomly bump into, what opportunities find you, and what version of success feels normal. If you want to build a tech company, don't do it in a town where the biggest success story is someone's cousin who manages a car dealership. If you want to make films, you need to be where films get made. If you want to build wealth, you need to be around people building wealth, not people talking about why wealth is bad. Your network in your 20s becomes your net worth in your 30s and 40s. But here's the thing. Networks aren't built at networking events. They're built through proximity and repeated collisions. You need to be physically where things are happening. Move to the city that produces what you want to become. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, you'll live with roommates. Do it anyway. The ROI on being in the right place at 24 is infinite. The cost of being in the wrong place is invisible until you're 35 and realize everyone you know peaked in high school. Surround yourself with people one level ahead of where you want to be. Their normal becomes your normal. Their opportunities become your opportunities. Their introduction becomes your breakthrough. Comfortable geography kills ambition. If everyone around you thinks your mediocre plan is impressive, you're in the wrong place. Decision 4. Your relationship with delayed gratification. Your 20s are a test. Can you plant trees you won't sit under for 10 years? Most people fail this test. They optimize for feeling good now and pay with decades of feeling stuck later. Every time you choose the easier path, you're borrowing from your future self at predatory interest rates. Every time you skip the hard workout, delay the difficult conversation, or avoid the scary opportunity, you're compounding weakness. Here's the move. Build your tolerance for discomfort deliberately. Start doing hard things when nothing's on the line, so you can do hard things when everything's on the line. Take the call that scares you. Have the breakup conversation you're avoiding. Start the project that might fail publicly. Your brain wants immediate rewards. It's screaming for the dopamine hit right now. But the things that actually compound, the things that change trajectories, they all require walking through discomfort with no immediate payoff. Writing when no one's reading. Exercising when you see no results. Saving when everyone's spending. Learning when you could be scrolling. The gap between people who thrive and people who drift isn't talent. It's not luck. It's the ability to consistently choose the 5-year win over the 5-minute pleasure hit. That ability is trained, not inherited. And your 20s are training camp. Start small. Pick one area where you're going to delay gratification for 90 days and watch what happens. Just one. Your future self will either thank you or resent you. There's no neutral. Decision 5. What you're not doing. Success in your 20s is more about subtraction than addition. It's about identifying what's draining your life force and cutting it out with surgical precision. You cannot build anything meaningful while doing everything. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have, and it's under constant siege. Every commitment is a piece of your future you're handing away. Most people give away their entire future in small pieces to things that don't matter. Here's what to cut. Friendships that feel like obligations, not energy sources. Hobbies you're keeping because you used to enjoy them, not because they matter now. Jobs that are fine, but not building toward anything. Cities that are comfortable but not catalyzing. You know what needs to go. That thing you just thought of? That's it. The reason you haven't cut it yet is because cutting things feels like failure. It's not, it's strategy. Every no creates space for a bigger yes. Protect your 20s like a bouncer protects a club. Be ruthlessly selective about what gets past the rope, because everything you allow in takes up space that could be used for something that actually compounds. The most dangerous things aren't obviously bad. They're mediocre things disguised as acceptable. They're fine relationships, decent jobs, comfortable situations that slowly calcify into your entire life. The reality, your 20s end faster than you think. The window where you can take big swings with small consequences closes. The flexibility to move cities, change careers, and rebuild from scratch evaporates. Your obligations multiply. Your energy decreases. Your metabolism for risk drops. 5 decisions. Skills, partner, location, delayed gratification, and subtraction. Get most of these right, and your 30s and 40s become a compounding victory lap. Get most of them wrong, and you spend the rest of your life managing the damage. You're not going to get all of this perfect. Nobody does. But you need to get it directionally right. You need to be building, not drifting. Compounding, not consuming. Choosing, not defaulting. The people who look back on their 20s with satisfaction, they made these 5 decisions consciously. The people filled with regret, they made them unconsciously, or didn't make them at all. So what are you actually doing this week that matters? Not feels productive, not looks impressive. Actually builds the foundation for the life you want at 40. Because that version of you is watching right now, hoping you don't waste this.